my name is Michelle Reed. If you guys just happen to stumble across this video, you are watching a productive morning routine in my life. I got a lot of people messaging me saying, I feel like you haven't done a routine in a long time. I feel like you've just been doing Week in My Life videos. It actually worked out because this week is extremely busy, and it's just so busy to the point where I just could not do a Week in My Life video. And I'll explain more why later in this video, but that is why I'm doing a little routine. Wednesday mornings are always my really chill mornings because I have the apartment to myself for just like a few hours, and so I like to get things done, really just work and just spend a lot of time in my apartment, enjoy the morning. It's like one of my favorite days of the week. So that is what you are watching today. I'm so excited. I got back from Napa this past weekend. It was so fun. I included 2 days of Napa in my last Week in My Life video, which should be up before this is up. So let me know if you guys liked that one. And it's also breaking out a little bit from just like the flight and stuff. So we're also gonna do like a mask and do a little bit of skincare because I am not looking fresh this morning. I actually woke up at 7:30 naturally this morning. Usually I wake up at 8, so I was super happy about that. I haven't had coffee yet, so I'm gonna make coffee, but I woke up and I immediately just started answering emails. I have a group project that is due today, and if you guys know group projects, you always have to wait for other people to do their parts, and sometimes they don't. I also had some emails I needed to respond to from last night, and then I wrote out my to-do list, which I will show you guys in a second. I'm gonna make breakfast too because I'm really hungry. Usually I don't wake up super hungry, but I really like dinner, so I'm pretty hungry. So let's just get this morning routine started. Also burning some ginger and lemon essential oils right now. It smells so good. Here is my little work setup this morning. I love my desk. This is like my favorite part of my room. I think it's so cozy, and I love my sunflowers I just got. They're beautiful. Here's my little to-do list. So I actually have an interview tomorrow. It's an in-person interview, and so I really need to prep for that, and basically I'll show you guys how I do that in a second. This is my presentation that I have today. I just want to go over what I'm talking about. And then I also have an essay due. That's the group project, and then I have filming this video, and I also had to respond to emails, and then I don't have this on here, but I also needed to finish some reading for class today. So that was kind of what's on my to-do list, but I need to go make some coffee before I do anything else. I picked this up from Trader Joe's yesterday because I really wanted to try it. It's the organic cold brew coffee. It's nitrogen infused with organic espresso. I just thought it'd be a fun little treat, so I'm gonna make this, and then I'm gonna mix in a little bit of almond milk just to make sure that it's nice and creamy. So good, so refreshing. I just made my banana pancakes. I will insert a screenshot of the recipe if you guys want to make them. They're really easy and just a really yummy start to the day. About to prep for my interview. Kind of wanted to show you guys how I like to do this. If you guys also follow Brooke Michio, she just did a video on like interview tips, which is really helpful if you guys want to check it out. But I got a few questions, so I wanted to show you guys. I took a class my sophomore year of college, which was called Business Communications, and it was on presentation, make sure your resume looks good in comparison to the 50 other ones that they're reading, writing cover letters, and then specifically our midterm was interviewing with a professor. And that class was so helpful at just like learning how to do the interview process, how to do a good job. And so this is how I like to do it. Obviously this isn't the only way. The first thing that I like to do is go on Glassdoor, and whatever company that you are interviewing with, there might be a chance that people have posted interview questions online. And specifically for the company that I'm interviewing with tomorrow, it's a little bit bigger, and so a lot of people have put their interview questions, and so I like to write down all of those ones and then just come up with ones that I'm pretty sure they're going to ask, kind of like generic ones. And then I like to type out my answers and just kind of not memorize, but just practice through them. Practicing is really helpful, specifically for me. I'm someone, whenever I present, I like to be prepared. I'm not someone who's good on the fly, but at the same time, I know my skills and I know my experiences, and I can answer questions on the spot. It's just not my favorite thing to do. So some of the questions that are pretty common that you might get asked, this is just for like a full-time internship that kind of leads into an entry-level position, if that makes sense. So this isn't like a job, this is an internship, just to make that clear. So why the company, why you're interested in it, why the industry that you're going in. So if you're applying for like a marketing job or a PR job or a finance job, you know, why are you into that? what do you read, which is one that I feel like you wouldn't expect to be asked, and it's one that I wouldn't expect to be asked, but this was on Glassdoor. So just make sure you have something. And I was kind of nervous. I was talking to my boyfriend about this. It doesn't necessarily have to be a book about the industry that you're going in. I think they just want to see that you're a well-rounded person and that you do read outside of, obviously, tell me about your experiences. So basically running through your resume and any other things that might not be on your resume. I think it's actually better to talk about things that aren't directly on your resume, because obviously they can read that and you should be explaining other ways that you use your skill. Obviously your greatest strength, your greatest weakness, and then there can be a lot of behavioral questions. So, you know, how do you work on a team? What kind of work environment do you thrive in? Tell me about a time that you overcame a challenge. Tell me a time that you failed, those kinds of things. And so those are all the questions that I like to prepare for. And then if they ask anything like out of the blue, you should still be able to answer like out of the blue questions if you can answer those, in my opinion. So that is what I like to do. I'm probably just gonna run through these and make sure that I know my responses. I'm very much an auditory learner, and so I like to process things out loud. It really helps me. So I like to just sit and read my responses until I feel like I'm confident in them. Just practice my questions, and right now I'm practicing my presentation for this class. This is a negotiations class, and basically we are presenting if this company should acquire this other company. And so I'm just going through the slides and practicing my part. It's a group presentation, so there's like 5 of us, but I'm just practicing my little section. There are some people who can just like present stuff like this on the whim and be perfectly okay, but I am just not one of those people. I really like being prepared, and so I'm just going through and kind of like memorizing my section a little bit and then doing it. About to get ready, and I'm watching Abby Aslan's new vlog she posted, but I wanted to show you guys something. So I have been using these Hum gummies for a while now. I am doing a sponsored video with them, but I'm testing out everything. So this isn't sponsored, but I've literally used like half of this because these are the Glow Sweet Glow gummies, and I'm not usually a supplement person. These work so well. Besides the 2 breakouts that I have right now, I have had such clear skin, and I really think it's because of these. I've used them for about 3 weeks now, and they're just really good. They taste really good. So I'll have these linked down below if you want to check them out. I'm really excited. They've done a really good job for my skin so far. I'm currently getting ready right now. It is about, I keep dropping everything. It's 10:56 right now. I'm currently getting ready, but I wanted to talk about something that is very important and doesn't have anything to do with productivity. I don't know if you guys saw, but I think it was a couple days ago, there was a girl who got into a car that she thought was her Uber. It was like 2 a.m. after she was going out with friends. Got in her Uber. It turned out to not be her Uber, and the guy who was in the car actually murdered her, which is so scary and just so sad. And I just wanted to put out a little public service announcement, because I feel like we don't really think about getting into Ubers as, you know, something we should be sure about, something we should be cautious about. I definitely don't think that. I live in New York City. I take Ubers all the time, and I like hardly ever think that this person who's driving me could do something bad. Just make sure anytime you get in an Uber, you ask them to say your name, just to make sure that these are the people who are supposed to be picking you up. That's so important. That's something that I always make sure, is that they say, "Are you Michelle Reed?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm Michelle Reed," and I get in the car. Make sure you do that. Also make sure on Uber there's a setting where you can have your family track you. You can have certain members who are notified whenever you get in an Uber, and they can track your ride, which is really important as well. I always have my mom and my sisters on Find My Friends, and so they always know where I'm going. Make sure, I'm also baking my concealer. I look really funny right now. Just make sure people know where you're at, and then just be careful in general. I did a video that I will link right here talking about one of my Uber stories. I had a very scary Uber story. A man told me that he had a knife and that he chased this guy into his house because he didn't pay him, and threw a brick in his house. And he also turned off the tracker on my Uber, and it was like a 45-minute ride, and I was terrified. He turned it off because he said that he wanted to not pay the fees that Uber made him pay, and he just wanted to get cash for it. Super scary experience, and after that I've been super cautious with Ubers. Just make sure you guys watch out for yourself. I know a lot of you girls and young women who are watching this video use Uber, and I just think it's so much more important that we are safe about these things. I just dropped it again. It's important to be safe about these things, and I just want to make sure y'all are safe, because I love you guys and I don't want to waste my time on the internet not seeing something like this. So just make sure you guys stay safe. I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting ready right now. My blazer is from Princess Polly. I just have on like a black shirt underneath, J. Crew skirt, some black tights, and then also my Naturalizer booties. And now I'm about to go ahead and pack my lunch, or pack my dinner, because I'm going straight from school to volunteering tonight, and so I like to make sure that I have food ready. So that is it it for my productive Wednesday morning routine. I hope more than anything that this video just gave you some inspiration to take hold of your day and be productive and do everything that you can to take responsibility for your life and make something of your life. I know it's dramatic, but I do think it's true. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my Gals on the Go podcast and head to class. Make sure to subscribe if you guys are new here. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.